A man should never be ashamed to own that he has been in the wrong, which is but saying that he is wiser today than yesterday. The worthiest people are the most injured by slander, as is the best fruit which the birds have been pecking at. You should never be ashamed to admit you have been wrong. It only proves you are wiser today than yesterday. Satire is a sort of glass wherein beholders do generally discover everybody's face but their own, which is the chief reason for that kind reception it meets with in the world, and that so very few are offended with it. Falsehood flies, and truth comes limping after it, so that when men come to be undeceived, it is too late. When a great genius appears in the world, you may know him by this sign, that the dunces are all in confederacy against him. We of this age have discovered a shorter, and more prudent method to become scholars and wits, without the fatigue of reading or of thinking. A soldier is a Yahoo hired to kill in cold blood as many of his own species, who have never offended him, as possibly he can. We have chosen to fill our hives with honey and wax, thus furnishing mankind with the two noblest of things, which are sweetness and light. The stoical scheme of supplying our wants by lopping off our desires, is like cutting off our feet, when we want shoes. I will no more believe than that the accidental jumbling of the alphabet would fall into a most ingenious treatise of philosophy. In answer to which, I assured his honor that in all points out of their lawyer's own trade, they were usually the most ignorant and stupid generation among us, the most despicable in common conversation. Let that be as it will, thus much is certain, that, however spiritual intrigues begin, they generally conclude like all others. They may branch upward toward heaven, but the root is in the earth. So that, upon the whole, there must be some kind of subjection due from every man to every man, which cannot be made void by any power, preeminence, or authority whatsoever. These reasonings will furnish us with an adequate definition of a true critic, that he is a discoverer and collector of writers' faults. The cottagers and laborers keep their children at home, their business being only to till and cultivate the earth, and therefore their education is of little consequence to the public. Many hundred large volumes have been published upon this controversy, but the books of the big Indians have been long forbidden, and the whole party rendered incapable by law of holding employments.